And back to our big stories that we are tracking at this hour. This is with regard to the FIR that has been filed by the Delhi police in relation to the Congress Friday protests that were held. In fact, the BJP there alleging how Priyanka twisted the arm of the police personnel there. In fact, that's the tweet that has been put out by Shehzad, BJP's leader as well, with regard to the FIR that has been filed by the Delhi police. Now, what we're given to understand is that the FIR has been filed under sections including 186, 188, 332 for voluntarily causing hurt to defer public servant from his duty, 34 of the IPC in connection with the Friday protest by the Congress. In fact, we understand some senior Congress persons have also been named in this particular FIR that's been filed. And in the tweet that we just showed you, you can see how Priyanka Gandhi is seen manhandling the personnel and twisting the arm of that police official. So the Delhi police lodging an FIR against the Congress leaders there. BJP alleging that Rahul Gandhi, the Gandhi sign, tore the shirt of the personnel is what we understand. And not just that, Priyanka Gandhi also twisted the arm of the personnel. We have Shehzad Poonawala of the BJP joining us. Sir, good morning to you. If you could give us details of this FIR that has been registered against the senior Congress leaders, and how we can also see in the picture that we just put out how Priyanka Gandhi Vadra is seen twisting the arm, in fact, of the personnel on duty.
Yeah, I don't have any idea about the FIR that the Delhi police and its spokesperson will tell you about. But whatever needs to be done will be done as per law, because yesterday I put out not just about Priyanka Vadra twisting the hand of a police woman, but if you see the next video that I've tweeted, she's kicking the cops. Now, you see, you may have a difference of opinion about whether you have a right to protest or not, but certainly you can't use your hands on anybody in uniform or obstruct a government servant, even if you seem to be right. So there is absolutely no right to touch a cop, to hit a cop, to kick a cop, to twist the hand of a cop. And this is not the first time. If you go back to Republic's own coverage, you'll see that Renuka Chaudhary was holding the collar of a cop. Please put out that picture. In Assam, you remember the cops were beaten up by Congress people. They did argeny, they burned tires, they tried to assault cops in other parts of the country also. They spat on the cops. Netta D'Souza spat on women cops. So this is the DNA of Congress. And therefore, this kind of behavior is unacceptable. If you're fighting for democracy as per you, why would you go ahead and break the rule of law? Why would you assault a cop who's only doing his duty? So this shows the mindset of the entitled diners, that they can loot the country, and then they can think that they can beat up and intimidate law enforcement agencies and avoid any kind of, accountability from corruption.
Yes. Yes, sir, if you could also talk to us more about these visuals that you've put out on your social media handle as well, in which you've alleged how Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was seen manhandling the personnel.
See, I would just request you, put out the picture of Priyanka twisting the hand of the female cop, and you can also put out the next video. It's a 2-3 second clip where she's kicking the cops. And let people decide. Why should Shehzad Poonawala or BJP decide? Let people see these visuals, let them see it on loop, and let them decide whether this is the behavior that the Congress party does only because it wants to protect accused number 1, Sonia, and accused number 2, Rahul, from corruption and from investigation of corruption. And yesterday, Salman Khurshid said, we have come to save our netas because our netas save us. So, if you add all of this up, this was a Bhrashtachar Bachao Andolan in which they were violent with the cops. This is not acceptable in a democracy. You're not a king or a queen. This is not a monarchy. This is a democratic republic. And unfortunately, in New India, you don't get away by doing corruption, by behaving like 5-year-olds on street, kicking and screaming and trying to assault cops.
And sir, very briefly, in short, while the BJP has alleged that how Priyanka Gandhi was seen manhandling the cop, it's the opposite what the Congress is claiming at this point, saying that they were manhandled by the police officials there.
The Congress party also said that there was Chori and Gotala and Rafale, and they used the Supreme Court's name that to go and apologize. The Congress party has made many such spurious allegations. They make it day in and day out, and you all call out their fakery on a daily basis. You have just shown the video of Priyanka Vadra kicking the cops. I request you open the phone lines and ask people to decide and weigh. Don't take my word also on it. People will only tell you that yes, these people think they have an entitlement to do dacoity. So, it is very evident. That's why I put it on social media. And if the Congress party still... In fact, there was a video of Ajay Kumar, if you remember. He was stopping the police van saying, take me also, take me also. If the police was mistreating and ill-treating all these Congress people, why would he be so desperate to jump into a police van? This was in the last protest. So, these kinds of spurious allegations are part and parcel of Congress politics. You can see she's twisting the hand of a policewoman. You can see she's keeping police people. This is not acceptable in a democracy. They should realize this is a democracy. This is not some, dictatorial North Korean republic run by one family.
All right. Thank you so much for speaking to us. So that was BJP Shehzad Poonawalla, where they've alleged that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was seen twisting the arm of the police official there. In fact, that's the image also that we are putting on our screens right now, where the BJP has alleged that Rahul tore shirt off one of the people there, and also alleging that Priyanka Gandhi Vadra twisted the arm of the personnel. So Congress there facing massive backlash over the protests that were held yesterday. And remember, these protests were held despite the permission not being granted, Section 144 that was in place. Despite that, we saw the visuals coming in where Priyanka Gandhi Vadra was seen crossing over the barricades. And the BJP there claiming that, alleging that Priyanka Gandhi was seen twisting the arm of the personnel. In fact, remember, an FIR that has also been registered by the Delhi police under sections including 188, 332, 34 of the IPC in connection with the Friday protests that were held by the Congress leaders there. We understand that some senior Congress leaders have also been mentioned in this FIR that's been registered by the Delhi police. So an FIR that has been registered by the Delhi police. Remember, Congress is facing massive backlash with a lot of priests as well condemning this protest that were held, because the protest came, significant to note that the protest happened on a day that marked the foundation day of 2 years of the Ram Janmabhoomi, when the foundation stone was laid. And just on that very day, the Congress staged a protest demanding steps by the government, measures to take measures with regard to the rising inflation. And